We're talking about field notes today. What are they and why do we take them? We'll cover the tools of the trade, what to document, and my techniques on streamlining the note-taking process to capture tons of valuable information using my Apple Notes shortcut. And at the end of the video, I'll demonstrate my field note method using Apple Notes. If you use an iPhone with Apple Notes, I'll even give you my field note shortcut for free so you can take better notes. If you do field work and need to take field notes, my method is a game changer. Now, just one caveat before we get started. I'm not a trained anthropologist or ethnographer, but I do employ some of their methods. I've spent some time in the field working on research projects, but at the end of the day, I'm just one person who is deeply interested in the world, and these are my methods of taking field notes when I'm doing field work or working on creative projects. First of all, what are field notes? Field notes are written or recorded observations collected by writers, researchers, or anyone else doing field work like anthropologists, ecologists, geologists, ethnographers, and journalists. Think of them as data, qualitative data. Field notes can be written descriptions, sketches, photographs, audio recordings, or anything else that helps us document and preserve information. They are basically raw data and information we collect to help us analyze, interpret, and write. I'm always taking notes in journaling, but I'm not always taking field notes, which is to say, I see a field note as a specific type of note and an essential part of my project-based creative process. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video about project-based creativity and work. Anyway, I usually get into field note mode when I'm working on major creative projects or assignments. When I'm working on research projects or when I'm off on my solo travels, I take field notes about the things that I'm experiencing, the things that people say, and my reflections and impressions. Now, let's talk about the tools of the trade. Now, everyone is different and you don't need all the tools and tech and stuff that I'm about to talk about. Your use case and situation might be different. On our Discord server, which you can join for free using the Discord link in the video description below, Swati asked, what simple tools are best in your opinion? This is what I use. I use a smartphone with a notes app and a voice memo app. A small notebook for quick on-the-fly notes. A big notebook for longhand notes and unpacking ideas at the end of each day. An audio recorder or a dictaphone. I use a dedicated recorder, but your smartphone could work. A camera. Again, I use a dedicated digital camera, but your smartphone might work. And finally, a pencil or pen that feels good in my hand. I can fit all of these things in my small messenger bag with room to spare for other things like a power bank or a water bottle. What you document in a field note depends on what you're working on, but here are some considerations and things that I record when I take field notes. I always capture specific location data and date and time information. Where are you exactly? What day and time is it? By the way, I'll give you a free Apple shortcut for the Notes app that will help you capture all of this information with the press of a button at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. I like to describe what I'm experiencing in a specific and factual way. So what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What's around you? Try to be as objective, factual, specific, and detailed as possible. I try to always be descriptive and specific. I try to describe specific information. I try to show and not tell. My work involves people, so I like to describe what people are doing and saying in a specific and factual way. Take down names, verbatim quotes, and behavioral quirks. Try to document as objectively as possible. And now, here we're talking about subjectivity. Try to describe your feelings. What does it feel like to be in a specific place? Do you feel happiness, fear, anger, peace? What are your reflections, impressions, speculations, and hunches? Right? This is the subjective stuff, and it is important and it matters. I like to record audio of ambient noise and interviews, of course, with permission, and I take a lot of photos. So you may be asking, why do you take field notes? Well, I see field notes as an essential part of my work. They help me work. They are the work. They're a major part of the creative process for me. The way that I take field notes gives me a massive body of information to work with. When I come home from working on a project, I have tens of thousands of words of notes, I have audio documents, I have photographic evidence, I have this massive body of data to work with and to use. Field notes are the unpolished gemstones, the raw material that will later get shaped into a final form. Another reason why I take field notes is just to help me remember. I have a bad memory, and field notes help me remember details. They also help me with accuracy, right? They help me approach a level of truth and honesty in my work. So for me, my method is as much a productivity hack as it is a memory aid. It is about creating a record of the world and an artifact of my experience in it. Again, from the Discord server, links in the description below, Swati asked, how do you take notes in the moment and also stay present? For me, taking notes and staying present are synonymous. It is about observation and acknowledging what I'm actually seeing and experiencing. And the way that I do this is embedded in my process, which we'll talk about now. This is perhaps the most important part of the video. This is my method of taking a metric ton of high quality notes. I take notes both digitally and on paper, but at different stages, so let me explain. When I do field work, I notice that I draw a lot of attention on myself when I take notes in my small notebook. People get curious and ask, what are you writing? Are you a journalist? What are you doing? But thumbing or talking into a phone doesn't really draw that much attention. It doesn't draw any attention at all, in fact. And when I realized this, that I could take thousands of words of notes by talking my notes into my smartphone, I was sold on dictation. I can talk faster than I can type with my thumbs. So I made a shortcut, a kind of a program for my iPhone. You can learn more about the details of my shortcut by clicking on the link in the video somewhere. But in a nutshell, when I tap on my shortcut button on my phone, it automatically creates a new note, opens it up, and pastes specific GPS location data into the note. Then it places a cursor below the data, and I'm ready to either type my notes or, better yet, talk them. Voice to text has been a game changer for me. I can speak faster than I can type, and speaking frees my hands and eyes to do other things. I can look around and speak about what I'm looking at, It even works with the microphones and earbuds and AirPods. People just think you're talking to someone on the phone. Sometimes I take voice memos if there are sounds that I want to preserve, and I have a shortcut for that too. When I tap it, it creates a new voice memo with the date, the time, and the location data in the title of the voice memo and begins recording automatically. Anyway, at night, I clean up my digital notes, I unpack them, and reflect on them in my big notebook. Slowly and longhand, I discuss in narrative form, the key stories and points from the day into my physical notebook. This is a critical step in the process. I make sure to do some longhand unpacking, reflecting, and commenting at the end of each and every day. Anyway, that's an overview of my method. Doing things this way automatically captures all of the specific GPS and date, time, location, information data, and then the voice-to-text transcription function and ensures that I can walk away with a crazy amount of information and notes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.